Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Donald Trump expanding his lead in the Republican primary. This has been a recurring theme for quite some time. There was a short while where after the midterms, there was a lack of certainty. He was polling in the mid to high 40s. DeSantis, after his Florida victory, was polling in the low 30s. A lot of people were saying, hey, well, maybe DeSantis announces he runs for president, takes the bait from all these people that are egging him on to run. Maybe DeSantis could go out there and be the man to take out Trump. A lot of these people, the never-Trumpers, the neo-never-Trumpers, these neocons, etc., were all in DeSantis's corner. Many of them are in his inner circle, and they egged him on to run. Now that's blowing up in their faces, and they've been coping about it for quite some time. You have the 5 stages of grief kind of sort of unfolding, but Donald Trump is beating him not just in Iowa. He's up in Iowa by 42 points according to the most recent poll, which is huge because that's the first caucus, the first primary, the first state that sets the tone for the rest of the primary cycle. And if DeSantis is down there at 20% right now and he's falling and Trump is already getting 2/3 of the electorate out of the gate, that means that anything else after that point, anything he adds is just punctuation. Because if you're starting off that high, you're just going to already just be able to sail to the nomination in these other states, and DeSantis probably loses support because if Trump's up there and a lot of people are saying, wow, Trump's the one winning big, he's the guy, a lot of the support for these other candidates, they're just going to go directly into Trump's hands because a lot of the people, according to polls, tend to like Trump even if they're not voting for him as their first choice in the 2024 primaries. And this is true. Not only that, Trump leads DeSantis in terms of the head-to-head races against Biden. Trump's up by 11 over Biden. DeSantis is up by 7. And we're talking about a state here that's in the Midwest. It's not really Rust Belt, but culturally kind of similar to a lot of, rural Wisconsin. And if Donald Trump is going out there and he's outperforming DeSantis in like the Rust Belt states or the Midwestern states by 4 points, that kind of proves the point that Trump is the more electable candidate. And that's true. DeSantis, is he running the most electable campaign? Not necessarily. We'll talk about that after we're done telling you guys about redeaglepolitics.com, my exclusive membership club. You could sign up for $5 a month. That is 16 cents a day. You get access to my entire catalog of exclusive full-length videos not found on the channel. On top of that, you get access to the Discord server, call-in streams, as well as my articles and the newsletter. So make sure you guys sign up at redeaglepolitics.com. But when it comes to Ron DeSantis, is he even that electable, they say? And the answer is, how is he exactly going to be electable if he can't even crack 21% against Trump in a primary? You could say, well, primary electorate is different, but it does speak volumes if you're running a campaign this incompetent where you announce you lose support and then you try to incoherently attack Trump from the right and the left, and it really seems like he's desperate. He's flailing his arms around out there, and he's not going anywhere. And as a result, it just shows how incompetent the campaign is. And it's like, why is he running? He could have had it so good. He could have been governor for another 4 full years, get things done, and then possibly posture himself to be that guy in 2028. Obviously, there would be other people in the mix, but still, he'd be one of the top guys in a lot of the eyes of a lot of people. But now he has decided to jump in, try to beat the guy that essentially made him governor of Florida by not just endorsing him in the primary, but helping him out in the general election where his campaign was all over the place until Trump sent down his people. And it's like he's getting destroyed. He is absolutely getting destroyed. And he's also getting destroyed in Florida. Because we talk about DeSantis, oh, he's Mr. Florida. He's the governor of Florida, which is true. Trump, technically, it's his home state, even though Trump does have a lot more ties history-wise to New York. He also has had Florida for his other residence. He made that his permanent residence sometime during his presidency, I believe in 2019. But still, DeSantis is the governor of Florida. He is touting the fact that he won Florida big in the November election. And he did. He won it by 19 points. So you would think that Florida might be a place where, DeSantis, maybe he'll have a shot in the Florida primary. Because if he can't win his home state, he's cooked. He's not winning any other state. Possibly not even Utah. Possibly not even D.C. even at that point, if it's really that brutal. If it's really that bad. And Trump's up by 20 points in Florida. He's up by 20. This is not like him being up by 1. No. In the full field, he's up 50-30. In the head-to-head race where you take out the other candidates, because they'll say, well, technically Trump's only at 50. The other support will come, around for DeSantis. Not true. DeSantis's deficit shrinks, but it only shrinks by 3 points. It shrinks to a 17-point deficit. Donald Trump with a 54-37-point lead. And it's like, this is Florida. This is not a state like Kentucky or West Virginia, where Trump is like uniquely popular even compared to other Republicans, and Trump won it by 40 instead of like these Republicans in years past like Romney who won it by 20. This is DeSantis's home turf. I mean, technically you could say it's Trump's home turf, but DeSantis runs the state of Florida. He's had the ability to get things passed during his governorship that would help his viability in a Florida primary. It's a very large state. There are a lot of delegates in Florida, but on top of that, it is a winner-take-all state. So the person that gets the most raw votes, even if it's by 1 vote, in the state of Florida will win all of the delegates in the state of Florida. And Donald Trump, as of right now, if he's really up by 20, it's not the only poll to show this. There's been every poll that we've seen out of Florida. Trump is ahead of Ron DeSantis. And this is true. And it's true in Florida. It's true in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, you name it. The guy has essentially got the nomination at this point to a large degree. And a lot of people are saying, well, Trump is not exactly doing himself a favor by saying he might not debate. But it's like at the same time, him not debating is more because of the fact that he's up by so much that it's just not even worth it, to the point where he's just going to sit it out and then probably let other people at that debate stage attack DeSantis, and DeSantis is going to lose even more support. Now, I'd like to see Trump debate at least once, just for the content, just for the memes, because he's, so entertaining when he's out there on that debate stage. I don't think he would lose support if he went out there and debated, but I think that at that point he just views it as kind of like a waste of time, so to speak. And it kind of just speaks volumes to how poorly the DeSantis campaign has been run so far. What is their main goal? What is their message? Because DeSantis, the more voters get to know him, the less they like him. His favorable rating is tanked. It's down like -8 in 538, RCP, you name it. And it's like, this is supposed to be the guy who's likable with the moderate voters or the independents or whatever, and he's not even doing that. And the more they get acquainted with him, the less they like him. Trump polls better head-to-head against DeSantis. And this poll in Florida, by the way, which this is another thing, DeSantis, even though he is the incumbent governor of Florida, won by 15 to 16 points more than Trump won it by in 2020, against Biden, DeSantis is only polling 3 points better in his home state against Biden compared to Donald Trump. So when it comes down to the independent vote or whatever, he's not really running away with it compared to Trump when you set up these matchups. And in a lot of states, like Iowa, he's running behind, which is also a major problem for him, even though he's winning the state of Iowa. Donald Trump is winning the state by more. He's winning it by double digits. This is a state that went for Obama in 2012 by 5 points, and Trump is taking that thing by double digits. He's making it redder and redder, and that speaks volumes. Meanwhile, DeSantis, if he actually does go out there and win it by 7, that is technically a step back. And I know it's just one poll, I'm aware, but it's not the only poll that shows Trump doing better than DeSantis. That's not like an internal poll, or that Donald Trump is running away with the Republican nomination, because every poll shows that. Let's look at Texas for an example. Donald Trump is up 4 points since May in Texas. When DeSantis announced, he announces and doesn't have an announcement bump, it's an announcement slump. He's falling. And Texas is a state that Donald Trump didn't win in the 2016 primary. It was cruise country. But Trump is trouncing Ron DeSantis. He's trouncing everybody. The only one to get an announcement bump is either Will Hurd or Chris Christie, which they're not going to go anywhere. Probably won't even be in the race by the time Texas votes in the primary. But it's like, this is brutal. Trump keeps gaining. DeSantis is attacking him. Trump is attacking DeSantis. And Trump's attacks tend to be sticking. DeSantis' attacks tend to be bouncing off. And as a result, in every poll, here's another Iowa poll. This is from a website that has more pro-DeSantis articles on it than pro-Trump articles. Trump is up 8 points net compared to June or early June in this poll. Absolutely huge. And the announcement bump, his influencer team being insufferable, they've ruined him. They've ruined Ron DeSantis and his political aspirations for the future. And even the people that are supporting Ron DeSantis, the more level-headed people who might be behind him for whatever reason, I may disagree with the reason, but they know that the campaign is in utter shambles as we speak right now. And there's no direction. They're not going anywhere. It's just a big mistake. He could have endorsed Trump, got behind Trump, united the party, and Trump would have probably rewarded him with a 2028 endorsement. But he made a big political miscalculation by running. And when it comes down to it, his 2028 chances are much, much lower now than they were a couple of months ago. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle out.